All right, let's get into this. Let's get into this. Where do we even begin? I was excited for this when I heard that they were making the One Piece live action and that Oda was going to be producing. I was like, there's no way they could mess this up. And did it live up to my expectations? Well, from the trailers, I can't say I expected too much. I expected it wouldn't be too bad, but honestly, at a point in time, I didn't know what to expect anymore because some things were looking exciting, fun, and then some things were looking a bit disappointing. Some of the dialogue was not really doing it for me in the trailers, but I was like, let's not judge until we watch the stuff. First of all, I like the Straw Hat actors in general, especially Nami. She was Nami down to a T, no cap. They even got her fighting with the bow staff and shit. That was cool.
I have a question for Monsieur. No, let me ask you. The
Mm.
live action, was it in Japanese?
Unfortunately, it was not in Japanese. I tried looking for. I'm sure there were Japanese dubs, but Netflix, I think region gated the dubs, which is daft, which is very dumb. So I could only watch it in English, which pained me because I really wanted to hear it in Japanese because it would have been so much better in my personal opinion. Unfortunately, Netflix did their Netflix thing, which is just so rubbish. But we move. Japanese would have been so much better.
Oh, the girl they casted at Nami, is she a natural redhead?
Nope, she is not. She
Why
wore a
don't they
wig.
ever cast natural redheads for anything? Like, I actually want to see some redhead women. Like, what? Like, I want to see ginger women though. Like, you never see them in
It's a
any.
conglomerate of a lot of things. Maybe the person does not look like Nami. Maybe the person cannot act as good or doesn't have the build. Maybe
On
the
that,
person
man,
is not the
listen,
height.
statistically, there is a redhead woman that would body these things.
Yes,
For
that is
example,
there
even
is,
the
but
Little Mermaid, like,
is she?
anything, the one really even paint me like, oh, they turned her black. I'm like, yeah, but even if they didn't turn her black, I'm sure they would have gotten one white woman and like dyed her hair red. Like, can I not see like an authentic redhead? Are they so? They are not
Anyway,
that rare.
see, they are a dying breed. But before that,
Oh my gosh.
did they put is did any authentic redhead? Did any authentic redhead like do for the casting, and were they good enough? So it doesn't. They do just because you are a natural redhead. They'll say, "Oh yeah, come and act this part that we need to pay you thousands and thousands of dollars, and we need you to be good, so I will make thousands, actually millions of dollars if done right." So they can't just because oh you are a natural, you look exactly. They found the perfect person that looks exactly like, but you can't act. No, they can't just give you that role. So it doesn't. I understand why it's not every character does not like translate perfectly to live action. Personally, for me, the casting. In fact, let me just since he's not here, let me just take this down and talk about what I want to talk about. Firstly, the casting. To me, the casting was almost perfect. I liked Usopp. Okay, he was just there, no nose. I understand you have to be more realistic. I liked Sanji, but I didn't love Sanji. I didn't also love Usopp. I loved Nami. I loved Zoro. I loved Luffy. So, but for me, Sanji being my best character to the Straw Hats, I was a little disappointed. Like, this guy is not. He doesn't look like how I thought Sanji would look like. Well, anyway, he tried. To me, he did. He did okay. Like his acting, he tried. Like characterization, perfect characterization, and a little bit raunchy. Actually, it's more. It was less family friendly at some point, especially when he was with Nojiko. But anyway, we can get back to that later.
But yeah,
But anyway, the
now let's
characterizations they
quickly
tried.
go back to that point that I said he didn't look like Sanji. I understand what you said about the person that like you can also apply that same argument of maybe the person who fits Sanji perfectly auditioned but couldn't act. But here's my thing. Joel, statistically, there should be a person, and I understand what you said about acting, but I'm just saying that statistically, it is possible statistically to literally find someone that looks like the character and also acts decently. That's very possible.
Yes, but I understand what you're saying, yes, but that takes into consideration heavily art style. I don't think there's anybody in this world that looks like Sanji just by proportions, stylistic, like by the stylistic method of how this guy draws. There is nobody that has Nami's exact shape. I understand that this is might be like pedantic argument, but I'm saying when I said he didn't look like Sanji to me, I'm not saying that somebody else cannot see him and say this is Sanji. I'm just saying how it was in my mind, in my own personal mind. Sanji's jaw structure was not as sharp. Sanji's head was smaller. Sanji was it's just a personal. That's just how I thought he was based on how the character is and how much I've seen him. So, but somebody else might see this guy like Taz. Taz is crazy. Like he did his best. He did the kicking. He did the cooking. So I can't even say anything about like his efforts. But he just did not look like how Sanji felt different. Like looked different to me. But that's just my own personal eyes seeing it. You get. So I understand. Yes, we might be able to find one person that looks like the character, maybe depending on art style, like I said. But it will be very difficult. It's time consuming. They don't have a lot of like leeway in all these things. Just find anybody that can act that looks remotely like the character, and we are good. It's a bigger pool to look for anyway. So I understand.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about what we're talking about. Like since you left, I just started talking about my own points on the One Piece live action. So we went from casting. We are just shifting into characterization. Like I said, you said you like the casting. Me personally, I loved 3. I liked 2. The remaining, I don't care about Morgan. I don't care about Mihawk was not too bad, but Mihawk didn't look like Mihawk to me.
I love Mihawk. He actually looked like Mihawk. The only thing is he was too short. But it's all right. They got Nami here down to a T. No cap. I love that. Some people were complaining about her chest and etc. And I went, me, I'm like, the original Nami didn't have such a chest.
Exactly, the original Nami was
so
was like that.
Yeah, she was like the live action Nami. It was after the time skip and like close to the time skip, I think even that she started really changing.
Yeah.
So the cast, Usopp was great. I had no problem with Usopp. Well, maybe except for his hair, because he had dreads instead of like curly, light skin, mixed race hair. And I was like, they could have pulled that off. I believe they could have pulled that off. But he was basically perfect, like 99% or 90. Luffy was a great choice. His only problem was his dialogue was cringy sometimes. Or just not what Luffy would say, at least not in my opinion.
Yes, me too.
Sanji was great
too.
He
was too smart for me.
I wish they covered his eye more. Sanji was too smart?
No, Luffy was too smart.
Oh, okay. Luffy. Okay, that makes sense. If it was Sanji, I'm like, Sanji is like the smartest person on the ship. To me.
Sanji is the smartest
like
person.
Common sense and tactics, but maybe not like scientific ingenuity. That would be Frankie. Scientific ingenuity. Robin is smart, but I don't think she's as clever as Sanji when it's coming up with plans and common sense.
Yes, if it's common sense, it's Sanji.
She's learned, right? I would say she might be. She is more knowledgeable than Sanji. Yeah, she's well learned, well schooled, but Sanji has more common sense and tactical sense than Robin. Like he's Mr. Prince, for crying out loud. He's Mr. Prince.
Right.
I love Sanji.
Right.
I love Sanji.
Okay. My favorite Straw Hat.
As for Zoro, he's the only one I'm thinking that they could have cast better, but he's still fit for the role though. It's mostly his voice I had an issue with, because Zoro has kind of a deeper voice, and his character in the live action was making some weird comments to me. I was like, I don't think Zoro will be saying this though. But generally, he was fine. As for the other characters, I like the inclusion of Bogard. My boy deserved the extra screen time, man. Bogard with Garp, my boy Bogard. They cast Bogard very well. He was a perfect fit. But see now, Garp on the other hand, that boy had way too much screen time. He had way too much screen time.
Why was he there? That was my first question. Why is he here? Why is he even here?
Right, why was he chasing Luffy? Like if they wanted someone to chase Luffy, they could have gotten maybe Smoker and introduced him.
Was perfect.
And introduced him earlier.
Exactly. Smoker is okay.
Like the whole season, we went the whole season without Smoker action. I was so shocked. I was
Maybe
surprised.
because of the CGI
Like,
and stuff. But
what,
they
what,
had money, so I don't think that's an excuse.
like what was Gab doing there? They said they needed an immediate threat
Smoker is the immediate
for
threat.
Luffy. I'm like, Smoker, exactly. And like he even had a sea stone prism.
Exactly, which
Like,
would have made sense.
he
World
would have been,
building and like the choreography
would have
would
been
have been
perfect.
better, of
for the
course.
role.
I don't understand what they were doing. Like I have a few gripes about some decisions that they made, some things that they changed. Like you were saying,
Really,
the
like,
casting. Some of them I did not like. Like me personally, you say you like Usopp's casting. I didn't like the way
Yeah.
he looked. Personally, he didn't look like how I
Really?
thought Usopp would look. Like I was telling Aisha, he didn't look like how I thought Usopp would look, and Sanji too didn't look like how I thought he would look. Zoro.
Wait.
Zoro
How
looked okay.
did you think Usopp would look?
He's bigger than, like, Usopp is meant to be skinny and like unimposing physically. The person that they got is quite big. Respect.
I think his name is Wait, really? I think his name was Jacob
To me,
or something.
yes. Yeah, Jacob something. I don't know.
Really, he was big. I thought he was.
He was
perfect
bigger
as
than
Usopp.
I expected him to be. He looked imposing. He looked like he could do something. But Usopp is meant to be like lanky and
Imposing,
skinny.
really? That guy?
Yes.
That guy
he-
who was running around
he-
and hiding and
Yeah, and when he was hiding, I was like, bro, you are too big to be hiding under a table. That's what I was like, just from his size, not in the way he acted was awesome. The way he acted was okay. Like he was funny, he was sarcastic, he was like, they wouldn't have done without me. He hit Usopp perfectly, as in the writing, in the dialogue, no problem. But he just looked too big for me. He was like, bro, I expect you to be beating people, like manhandling people. You are like kind of big. But
Really?
anyway, I expected Usopp to be smaller. Yes, I expected Usopp
like
to
I'm,
be
so, I'm
at least
surprised.
skinnier.
Though. Wait, but this Usopp was but this Usopp was not. He was not even that buff. Like, hold on, let me look up his images again or something.
I just expected
Usopp.
him to be less physically imposing. But anyway, I had gripes with him. I had gripes with Sanji. I didn't really mind.
Yeah, what were your issues with Sanji?
He just didn't look like how I thought Sanji would look. I don't know. Personally, I cannot even say, okay, this person will be perfect for. No, he still wouldn't be perfect for Sanji. I can't say this person will be perfect for Sanji or this person will be perfect for Sanji, but Taz just looks. I don't know. He didn't look like how I thought Sanji would look. That's just my personal. I don't know. But anyway, that's just my
To
personal.
me, he
gripe.
killed it.
He killed it.
To me, he killed it because like
just the way he
Sanji,
looks.
because I think Sanji would be a white guy, a handsome white boy, you know, with the hair on one side of his face. I think he killed that
Okay.
look to me, like our French chef or something. I think he killed it though. To me, I think they really killed the cast. Like to me, the cast was kind of perfect in general.
They tried.
Like maybe
I'll give you that credit.
Zoro should have been a bit taller. Like he was buff. He looked like Zoro, but his voice was one of my main issues, and then his face. He
And
kind
why
of
was he
looks
so grumpy?
too
Why was he
mild.
so edgy? Like,
Right, exactly. Why
Yeah,
was
he
he
was-
so grumpy on edge? Like,
he's not. That's not. I know it might be hard to articulate all his eccentricities, but Zoro is not just a dark, demand, brooding, give me booze and let me be alone. Zoro is not like that. Zoro just wants to sleep, fight with swords, and just not be
then he
disturbed. But
teases.
he doesn't want to
he teases everyone basically.
Exactly.
Especially
he teases people, he makes
especially-
fun of people. He fights with Sanji.
Especially Sanji.
Exactly. So, but anyway,
And he does it
I
in a
understand-
very nonchalant manner too.
Exactly. Yes. Not exactly like he seemed very, how do you say, introverted. Yes. Like, I just want to be alone. Let me sit by myself. Zoro will sit next to you. He will wait for you to say something dumb. He might not talk. He might only talk like 3 times, but he will be there present and he will make fun of you when you sleep up. So, but I don't know. Anyway, it's just some, let's just say, nitpicks.
Zoro will make you man up. I got bully you
Definitely, like,
to
he will
improvement.
bully. Exactly, he will bully you. That's
He bully you into character development. That's too funny.
Oh, yeah.
Now where
So,
we hold on, let me check my points. Oh yeah, Garp. So Garp, I think this was one of Oda's even biggest issues with the show, and I think it's one of the things that got the most criticism from the viewers, like the inclusion of Garp. He was everywhere. He was too much around. As for his actor, I guess the choice wasn't all that bad, but I felt like they could have gotten a better guy, but he also kind of killed the role. The only issue I had was like the accents. Like what's up with those accents, bro? That shit was throwing me way off. I like Kobe. Kobe was a pretty boy. Helmepo wasn't bad. He was cool. Oh, I totally hated.
Scottish for some reason.
He was
Yes,
Scottish.
he's Scottish.
I was like, why these accents? And then I thought to myself, maybe they thought these accents would make it feel more piratey or something. Like I said, just give them American accents, bro. Like the dub. It sounds way better. I don't know. Along's nose was ugly as hell.
Oh God, Arlo was trash. I'm sorry. I didn't care. I didn't feel for the whole black putting rap on this something. I was like, it's not meant to be. I understand. Okay, black people, yes, slavery. I understand. But like, he wasn't really just. He was just talking about slavery as a concept, slavery as a point, not just to highlight a particular race. Now these people are putting rap music in bars, drinking. I was just like, come on, please. You don't have to.
No,
It
I
doesn't
didn't really
even
pay
look
attention.
Black people
black.
like it anyway. Black
I
people
didn't really
have-
pay
have
attention
seen
to all
it.
that background stuff.
Oh, I did see it. I saw that and I was like, I know this is. It felt too preachy, in my opinion. Like, you're just trying to be part of the woke people, woke agenda.
You know, I'm sorry, I'm actually kind of offended. Why is it anything that immediately anyone mentions anything about slavery, they're like blacks? Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
And the black people that I saw reviewing it liked it. They were like, oh yes, we felt his power. He felt like one of the uncles, emancipation and all. They were just saying like trigger words in my opinion.
He considers human beings inferior. Are they useless?
No, but you can see the parallels. It's not like we are blind to the parallels, but to make it really, the part that I did not like was the rap music that he was playing. That was so black. I was like, he could have been playing normal like music. I don't even know what he didn't even need to play music. He didn't even need to have a rave or whatever. Just you can just say he doesn't like human beings.
Why
because
do you
fish
like
were
to
slaves.
attack? What, like, honestly, I'm beginning to think like Hollywood.
I didn't like
at
that,
this
though.
point, just stop portraying us. Like, I don't even
Oh,
care
yes.
anymore. Like, stop portraying us. Stop portraying black people.
Another thing I didn't like about the Along arc is they didn't include Hachi, my boy Hachi. How could you not include Hachi?
Completely forgot about Hachi is so important.
Like
to the story. I can't believe it.
Hachan.
Oh no.
I'm telling you, Hachan, he's so important to the story. They
How they
completely
were going to
omitted
do
him.
The 8 arms though.
CGI, man. It's like Ninja Turtles, man. Just like
Yeah, they would have
the
done
live action Ninja Turtles. Like they complete, like, bro. There's so many pivotal scenes they missed, they skipped, and so many characters. No, I don't know about so many characters. Yeah, well, we didn't get Smoker either, but I guess he's gonna come in second season, so that's fine. They better not mess up. What's his name? Chopper. Like, for real. I'll riot if they mess up Chopper. Like, I'll stop watching the show if they mess up Chopper.
Even if they said Oda was directing it, I don't think he had that much freedom because the corporate meddling will always be there. And
I think he had, but he didn't want to meddle too much. He wanted them to.
He's
to,
Japanese.
uh,
They don't like to
you guys,
encroach
you
on
are
other
seeing
people's.
this, Mr. Oda. The whole point of you in that position is to meddle because they are stupid and they don't know your source material. It is from your brain. You direct them on how it is in your brain.
Actually, they're fans of One Piece, though.
They are.
I think one of them even at a point in time, One Piece stopped them from committing suicide, or maybe I'm saying nonsense right now, or it was like the only thing in their life. And I remember reading something like that, like it was the only thing that gave them hope in life or something. It was something along those lines. And I was like, I felt that because at the point in my life, One Piece was like the only thing I was really happy to be alive for. Like, I was like, if I had a door to non-existence and One Piece finished, like I would just walk through.
Oh my god, I relate. That is literally me and horror. That's me and horror.
You and
Like,
horror,
horror-
so you live for horror.
Of
You live
course.
for horror.
Guy, I'm sorry. You. Wait, hey. While we're going all deep and sentimental, you don't want to try and stroke me, guy. Don't try that with me. You that are over there looking for exaggerated caricatures. Don't disturb me.
Why did you say One Piece like that? Come
Eh?
on.
You want to insult horror? I will not allow you.
No problem.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Wait, who are these?
I feel it's kind of sharp. I don't think I've not reached that point where I was like, I escaped to art and movies and telling stories a lot. Though I've not reached that extremity of like, oh no, this makes me happy amongst the midst of all the other like sorrows in my life. But I can understand I can understand that feeling because it takes you. It does something. That escapism is just beautiful. The fact that I can just be like, okay, I am happy. They just make these characters make me happy. So this I can cling on to this and just continue going because I at least I have this happiness here. So I understand. It's beautiful, Sha. That's why I want to write things. I want to make people feel this way. I want people to love characters. I want to write real characters, not these nonsense caricatures that people are writing these days. Like, oh, they will just put like 4 or 5 tropes and meld them and say, okay, come, this is a new character. It's rubbish. Write real people, real things. Let them feel things. Let them go through correct, like, so that people can really latch onto this people. Like, okay, I understand what this is going through. I know somebody like this, and that also helps you to, like, if it's more realistic, it also helps you to see the realistic things, the good things you can see in your life. At least that's me personally. But anyway, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Preach.
Let me not.
Preach.
It's beautiful.
Oh, looks like some people hate the One Piece live action. I was looking for what the director said about.
It's
Is it
because
the director or the
he
producer?
must
Like,
do his meddling.
It was 50-50, I think.
Wait, hold on. Someone said despite the Scottish accent and the fact that he's not supposed to be this involved this early, Gap's actor is fantastic. Yeah, I don't hate the actor, but I don't like his accent at all, and I don't like some of the pirates' accents. But I mean, for some of them it works.
I didn't like how Mihawk talked too. He was too
Mihawk?
zesty.
I thought
Yes, he
Mihawk was.
too
I thought Mihawk was fine.
he was too
Zesty?
zesty to me.
Like
Yes, he
like
was
Drake.
too-
Like Drake.
Yeah, he was too, like, he was too, like, I don't know, fanboyish. Honestly speaking, it was. I don't know how to explain. I don't even know how to like do his accent, but it was too fanboyish to me. Anyway, that's just me personally. I had some personal gripes, So
Where were we again? Oh yeah. So about the choices, right? I totally hated the choice for Belmer-san. I totally disliked Belmer-san in live action. God, what did they do to our hot, slim, sexy Belmer? She was so fine in the anime manga, like SMH, man. Also, bro, I was hoping for the scene where she shot and landed on Arlong. That would have been so cool. Like she was badass. Do you understand? She was
she
so
wasn't as
badass
cool
in the
the.
comics,
She was just
in
a
the
weak
manga,
manga. She was so weak in the.
and the anime.
She was frail.
But like,
Yes,
but it's alright. I don't know what they were doing in the. She was not cool.
Belmer.
She just went out badly. It was just there was no nice scene before that. She just X'd. I grew to like Nojiko. I was totally against her casting when they revealed it. I was like, they should have gotten an Indian with dark skin tops, since Nojiko's skin was a bit darker than Nami's, from what I remember. So if they wanted to represent that, which I don't even know if that was the reason, then like I'm like, if they were going for representation and all, they could have cast an Indian or a Pakistani for the role. You know what I'm saying? It's like a darker skinned Asian. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do they gotta push for a black-ish person every time they're trying to do some diversity shit, bro? Like, it's more racist out there. It's more racist than ethnicities. What?
No, like it's
Nojiko
no,
is
it's not even
dark.
that. Like, why is it always us? Like, they should leave us alone.
Too dark.
Like, Hollywood, please
You're
stop
not wrong, but
representing
she's not
us.
Like, why is he always
you
blacks
bad
or Africans? Like,
every
fam, like it's
You always perpetrate the worst stereotypes of us. You don't even understand
so
any. Like,
terribly, so terribly.
I want to write a book because when I went abroad to school,
Right.
this
I
is
was
what I
tired.
experienced. It's becoming a color. They don't see black people as people. They see you as a color where they can just.
Then
The
write
minute they
it.
see you, automatically they are slapping on pre-configured personality traits and likes, dislikes, all these types of things on you. Like, they don't even allow you to speak.
Preconceived
They've already
notions
slapped
and
all these
everything.
preconceived things, like already like pre-made assumptions. Yeah, that's a bad person. Here you go, like factory sets.
Like, no, for real, fam. Like,
And they think we're the only people with dark skin in the world. Like, why
yeah,
not?
what you said. Like they be making the audience not like the characters and then have problems with black folks and actors.
Exactly. It's always us that gets.
I'm
the short of
saying,
it
like,
at the
fam, we're
end.
not the only ones. Like broaden your horizons, man.
Like,
Expand
they
your
are dark
horizons.
skinned
Like,
Indians. They're also
leave
dark
black
skinned
people alone.
Asians.
It's not everyone you must
It's
change.
not only us.
For real. For real. Like, it's not every time you must be casting black people as. I'm like, what is. But anyway, it's alright. The logical actress, she wasn't bad though. In the end, I liked her though. Speaking of characters that are black, I love the whole Baroque Works mini arc with Zoro. I can't remember who the character was again. I've watched that episode like twice, but I still forgotten his number. Like, did he even have a number or something? I think it was number 7 or something. Because Zoro even mentioned his number. He was like,
episode 2.
when he was what was that again? Like there were candles or something. It was a wake.
Oh, yeah.
No, not a wake.
I remember.
Not a wake. What was that? I forgot what he was doing again. I like that. I like the whole inclusion of that, showing that Zoro had his own life before he joined the crew and all that, and then that he was sought after. I was like, that's dope. That's pretty dope. And then the way he cut the guy in half, I was like, damn. And then they showed him carrying it to go get the bounty. I was like, they're really showing his life. This is how this guy be, you know, cutting off heads and collecting the money from the Navy and shit. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. I'm even more excited for Baroque Works now.
Baroque Works and Mr. Prince.
I'm telling you,
when they mess up Mr. Prince, I will not forgive them.
I'm telling you, I can't wait. I can't wait for them to bring Mr. Prince. Mr. Prince. I can't wait for them to bring. I wonder who they're going to cast as Crocodile.
Ooh.
Is he going to be a popular actor or someone we know? Also, I think one issue with One Piece is the height issue, because a lot of the characters are very big, very tall.
Yes.
Crocodile is one of them.
Why
How are they going to do that? Like they already messed up.
You will not be saying I'm the one that is mean.
What happened? Like what happened?
As if that the One Piece characters are all short.
No, not sure that. Well, yeah, I mean, in live action, some of them are not. Actually, One Piece characters are extremely tall. They're abnormally tall sometimes, very big, abnormally tall. So the people in the show, some of them are tall, but they were not, you know, they're not as big. Like Crocodile, he has to be very big. What's this guy's name even? Like they already messed up Shank's crew. Like, did you see what they did to Ben Beckman? Like they messed up the crew. But what's his name? Lucky Roo. Lucky Roo did not look like Lucky Roo, but I mean, he had a bit of his spirit. But he's supposed to be way bigger down the line. I think they should have taken that into consideration. I think they could have cast the guy from Spider-Man. You know, his guy in his chair. I forgot Ned. I think it's Ned. They could have cast that actor and then given him the Ninja Turtles or Zack Snyder Justice League treatment, where he made the Greek gods bigger than the normal actors and actresses. So I think it's really easy to do. Maybe it would have cost them a bit more money, but they could have nailed the character. But instead, they went to raise bend the character and they just cast some small human beings.
I wish to go to do a part 2 to this.
Okay, no problemo. We'll pick up later in a week.
No problem.
Rather.
No problem. Okay, Craig, pause the tape because we're coming back for part 2. Nice.
Huh? Love. They're not ready for this one. It's the end of the show. Turn it off. Go. Leave us alone. Come back next week or so. No, we don't know. What? When we gon' show? When we do, we gon' know it for sure. It's the end of the show.